horse in the 4,000-pound New South Wales Pacers Derby are parading to the barrier. A field of 12. Number 1 is Aeroville. Number 2, Royal Dollar from Victoria. Number 3, Smart Fancy. Number 4, Oligarch. Number 5 is Swanee's Pride. Number 6, Bon Adios from South Australia. Number 7, Wise Guy. Number 8 is Bo Adios. Number 9, First Lee. Number 10 is Tweddle from Victoria. Number 11, Fisset, also from Victoria. And number 12, who went out 3 in the parade, the line of horses moving out, is Battleship. The 12th of March, 1965, and coming up, the final of the Pacers Derby. Not a bad start. There's a lot of mixing up at the start. The favourite, Bon Adios, got into bad trouble there. He was squeezed. Bo Adios is galloping in last place. Oligarch is also galloping. However, on settling down, Bon Adios, the South Australian champion, got out of the mix-up and is up behind the leading bunch. This favours the Victorian Royal Dollar, who now settles down in the role of pacemaker. Smart Fancy for Wilkins running second. They're followed by Aeroville. Tweddle on the outside of Aeroville, making a line of 3. Bo Adios on the outside of Twisted. In on the rails, First Lee. The next one then is Wise Guy. He's followed by Bon Adios going around the outside of them. In behind them, Battleship. Oligarch on the outside of Battleship. And Swanee's Pride is tailed off. They make the run to the back now. Here on the top down, Royal Dollar. It suits him in front, this fellow. Pacing out boldly, Royal Dollar leading from Smart Fancy. Going up on the outside is Bo Adios. They're followed then by Tweddle. The next one then is Fisset. Wise Guy, he's followed in on the rails by Aeroville. Bon Adios being tapped along and making up ground and going up behind Aeroville. In on the rails is Oligarch. He's followed by Battleship making ground. Firstly has dropped out to second last and Swanee's Pride is last. They make the run now with about 7 furlongs to go, and still it's Royal Dollar. Bo Adios a length back on the outside. They're followed then by Smart Fancy. Tweddle holding his position on the outside. A neck back inside. Tweddle is Fisset. The next one then is Wise Guy. Going along the rails then is Oligarch from Aeroville. Then the champion Bon Adios keeping up with them, but a long way from the lead. In on the rails, First Lee getting up on the inside of Bon Adios. They're followed then by Battleship, and tailed off is Swanee's Pride, but getting a little closer. On the top turn now, making the run back to the straight again with a bell lap coming up, and Royal Dollar is still leading. A neck back on the outside is Bo Adios. In on the rails is Smart Fancy. Tweddle going up on the outside. Fisset in a pocket looking for a way out. Then Wise Guy. They're followed then by Oligarch on the rails. Bon Adios is going around the outside of them and moving up on the outside of Aeroville, but he's right round the outside fence. Firstly sticking to the rails from Battleship and Swanee's Pride. 3 furlongs out now and still Royal Dollar. He's a length in front of Bo Adios, going hard on the outside now. The pressure on. Royal Dollar, Bo Adios on the outside, then Smart Fancy, Fisset, Tweddle. They're followed then by Wise Guy. Bon Adios a long way back from Aeroville. On the top turn now, Royal Dollar a narrow leader. Bo Adios on the outside. Now Smart Fancy moving up, and Fisset is getting a run inside this one. On the top turn, and Royal Dollar, his driver looking back, driven with the whip, has moved away from Bo Adios. Smart Fancy coming hard round the outside, and Fisset getting an inside run under the whip. Royal Dollar leading into the straight. Fisset under the whip on the outside. Royal Dollar well clear. Fisset is coming hard now. Royal Dollar hanging on. Fisset finishing desperately down the outside. Royal Dollar will just get there. Royal Dollar first, Fisset second, Smart Fancy third, then Bo Adios, Wise Guy, Aeroville. Firstly, the unlucky Bon Adios. They're followed by Battleship. In behind them, Tweddle, Swanee's Pride, and Oligarch was last. And parading below us, the winner of the 1965 Pacers Derby, the Victorian pacer Royal Dollar, driven by R.A.Parker, successful in winning this 4,000-pound Pacers Classic at Harold Park Paceway on the 12th of March, 1965.